cleanly flush. He got hit against Ariola, went down. Got hit many times against Luis Ortiz. And actually, it was a close fight, closer than most people thought it would be. Um, Andy Ruiz on the scorecards really only won because of those three knockdowns. One judge had it 113, 112, and then the other had it 114, 111 two times. So, um, yeah, if the knockdowns didn't happen, I think it would have been very, very interesting. And it was a close fight. So, not sure if he can avoid Wilder's windmill for 12 rounds. I think he can beat Wilder in maybe 9, 10 rounds out of that fight, but not sure if he can avoid that big punch. But I think overall it was a very good card, as you guys see there on your screen. Abdermates returned, got a majority draw, was able to hurt his opponent Flores a couple times, but didn't get the nod at the end. And then Rayo Valenzuela, surprisingly was stopped against the Los Santos. And we kind of talked about that off air a little bit. I spoke with Big Bro and spoke to some other people. I just didn't understand why he's fighting a guy with 14 wins, 13 KOs. I mean, that makes zero sense in the world. But yeah, I think that was surprising, and the undercard maybe a little bit better than the actual main event.
Yeah, no, that was a shocker. I think he was a late replacement. But if you see a record of 14 and 13 knockouts as management, you probably don't take that type of fight. But definitely a shocker. I was very surprised. I didn't know too much about his opponent. Yeah, if you see the highlights, if you see the fights, he left himself open, got caught, was clearly hurt, and you could almost feel like he wasn't going to recover. It's a shocker. It's a setback for him. He's going to have to really work on those fundamentals.
Yeah, and Edwin de los Santos stopped Rayo in just 3 rounds. Rayo was able to hurt him, drop him in the second, and then just got caught and couldn't really recover. So, yeah, that was shocking. Rayo was calling out Isaac El Pitbull Cruz, your boy, your favorite fighter. A bit overrated in my opinion, but we'll get into that fight. But Rayo was calling out all these guys, and he's fairly young into this career. He only had 14 fights or something like that. So, I mean, crazy. So early on in his fight, getting stopped like that. Let's see how he's able to recover. But yeah, Team Benavides is gonna have to come strong in their next fight, because that wasn't a good look for them. But yeah, I mentioned Isaac Cruz, second round KO. Stay busy fight. He fought a guy who was 27, 3-3, Eduardo Ramirez, who was more of a 126, 130 pounder if you look at his record. Cruz fighting a smaller guy, so not surprised by that. Like I said, stay busy fight, and let's see if he gets it on again against Tank. But hey, props to Cruz, man. This guy, his biggest moment was losing to Tank, and a lot of people started liking him after that. So I'm sure you'll see him more often in these undercards. But yeah, like I said, let's see if he gets it on again against Tank Davis. And of course, Abdermates, after 4 years of being out of the ring due to that eye injury, torn retina, allegedly in sparring, came back against Miguel Flores. Flores, who had lost to Santa Cruz in the past, and they scored that 96-94 and then 95-95. 2 judges, so majority draw. Kind of sucks for Matis.
I was saying a lot of the talk in the boxing circles were that who authorized Matis to get licensed to fight.
He did well, in my opinion. I thought he fought well.
I was asking, what did you think overall? Do you think he kind of shut down a lot of those criticisms? Do you think he's fighting well, boxing smart? Do you think that he should continue fighting?
I don't know if he should continue, but I think he looked well. Obviously, he's fighting because he got cleared to fight, and it's been such a long time. I think he looked good, sharp at times. I saw some of the training videos. He looked good. Obviously, 4 years away from the ring or a professional fight. That obviously is going to affect anyone, but I think he did a good job, and he should have probably got the nod. But hey, he's still a name that they can put on these undercards. PBC, a struggling company, right? You're going to see the same names on these undercards because They don't have much there. So I say I'd like to see Mares maybe one or two more times before he retires for good. Just stay away from Tank Davis. I know he was supposed to fight Tank before the eye injury. Stay away from those type of guys. Just fight guys like Miguel Flores. No offense, but I think at this stage of his career, just take those type of fights and then live happily ever after. Get those last few paychecks.
Yeah, no, I agree. Stay away from anybody that had like any big puncher. Of course, we did see him at the workout. Very hungry, very poised, very. He was in shape. He looked like he can do a couple more fights. I feel like he did sign a few critics. I say a couple more fights, man. Get that itch out and call it a career. Again, we know the other fighter, the more famous fighter that had eye problems, and I'm sure he wouldn't admit it, but maybe he should have stopped fighting a couple fights sooner. So I mean, all the best to Abner Mares. We know he is very respected in the community, and I wouldn't want to see him damage that eye any further. I think he gave the fans many great fights, and he should be proud.
Big Bro checking in. He says Andy's weak sauce. RX Speed says not impressed by Andy. Big Bro says he would have lost this fight if it wasn't for the knockdowns. Needed all those three to barely win. Yeah, he didn't get 115 on any scorecard, Andy. So that means they didn't even give him 7 rounds in this fight. So he definitely needed those knockdowns. Big Bro also says the late replacement. Late replacement, talking about De Los Santos, Rayo, no defense, shaking my head. And then saying Mares started good. First 3 rounds, then it was downhill. He got lucky. Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like we're talking more about the undercard than the actual main event. But yeah, I think that was going to always be the case once you put these guys. Andy Ruiz against Luis Ortiz 2-3 years ago was a great fight. I think at this stage of their careers, not so much, especially pay-per-view. No, come on, man. People aren't paying for that. And they are, then, hey, you're a better person. You're a better boxing fan than me because I'm not paying $75 for that.